Welcome back. Now, for all of us future property owners, there's some things we need. There's some information we absolutely need, especially in times like this where you hear all the stories about all sorts of property fraud, insecurity, yada, yada, yada. Well, on SME today, I brought someone that might just become your new best friend. Mr. Joseph Orji, the CEO of TrustCrow. It's a secure end-to-end platform for seamless property purchasing. And when I say seamless, essentially all those worries you had, all those doubts you had, he's developed something that will help all those worries go away. It's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. Thanks.
All right. So the slogan I saw was secure, trust, verify before you buy property. And I was like, okay, you know what? Amazing. How does this work? But I would love to hear, first of all, why this all came to be. What sort of gap were you filling with this?
Sure. Thank you very much again. So I've been in property almost 22 years now.
Okay.
About 10 years in the U.S., almost 12 years here. I've done a variety of things in property.
Okay.
In the U.S., I worked for the largest publicly traded property advisory business.
Oh, okay.
And then I worked as a consultant for a real estate investment trust on the East Coast. Then I got my master's and then came down to Nigeria where I was actually a developer for about 10 years.
Okay, so wait. So first of all, you did all that and then culture shock, you're back in Nigeria.
Back in Nigeria, So I was born here. We left a very long time ago in the late 80s. So I lived in the U.S. for about 24 years. But my awesome parents, never let us forget where we're from. So they would bring us back from time to time, and they always told us, "Hey, listen, don't forget Nigeria." So I always had a connection, and then so I was able to meet some good people, who provided me with an opportunity to come back after school.
So did you become a property developer, a seller? What exactly did you do?
All of the above, actually.
Okay.
So I developed, over a 10-year period, developed a multitude of things. Developed high-rise offices for multinational corporations.
Interesting.
Designed international branded hotels for Marriott. And then built $15 million, 10-story luxury residential building.
When you said $15 million, you didn't have to say anything else. Just you said $15 million. That's all I need to know. Okay. So yes, if you tell me to secure, trust, verify before I buy a property, then I know I'm listening to the right guy.
Yeah.
But TrustCrow itself, as an idea, what makes you different from just hiring a lawyer to just do the verification process for me?
Sure. So we actually we work with lawyers,
okay,
and we actually promote the work that lawyers are trying to do.
Okay.
So really, the best way I can describe TrustCrow is we're Uber for property verifications.
Interesting.
Because you know how everybody uses Uber, and Uber doesn't drive you. They simply connect you to a driver.
Okay, fantastic.
Right. So we don't do
the driving.
We don't do the driving. We don't do the title search verification reports. We don't do the home inspection reports.
Okay.
We simply connect you to the lawyers that do the title search reports. Okay. We connect you to the engineers and consultants that do the home inspection reports.
All right. So now let me come from, because I have like a few mansions I'm about to buy. I might need to have a conversation with you later.
Not a problem.
Just a few mansions here, maybe a few in the US. But I'm thinking about all those documents I need to have. There's some say land survey, some say property this, property that, landowner this. I need to know that the families that truly own the land have actually sold me a property that's in a good place.
Sure.
I need to know that the land, the soil is not going to sink under my building.
Sure.
I need to know that I'm not building on a future airport tarmac.
Sure.
I'm actually building not on the expressway where government will come and demolish something later on. So that's a lot of things.
Sure.
So you're saying that you've created a one-stop spot for all this to happen?
Yeah.
How does this work?
So, ultimately, what we've created tools to help buyers purchase property safely.
Okay.
Okay. And the goal is to eliminate any uncertainties in your property purchase. Okay. That's what we aim to do. And frankly, we're very unapologetic in that we represent buyers' interest, and we want to let them know that. Now, we have a set of products that are verification products, and rightfully so. You talked about search, verify, and purchase.
Sure.
Unfortunately, in Nigeria, you often see the opposite. You see search, purchase, and then verify.
Okay.
So I'll come and talk about that. But basically, we have verification tools, so you can do your investigations on properties. Now, the truth of the matter is that you could do investigations on properties. That's not new.
Yeah.
But it's not as efficient. It's not as accessible. It's not as quick. So we've used technology to be able to do that. So we have two verification tools. We have title search reports, and we have home inspection reports. With the title search reports, you can order that on our website on your phone. It literally takes probably about 5 minutes.
Okay.
You put in the property information, and just like with Uber, a driver fulfills that order.
Okay.
On our platform, we work with partner law firms, and they do the search, and they upload that search report in less than 24 hours. For the home inspection reports, very similar. You just input the information of the property you want to get inspected, the size of it, and so on and so forth. And then our team of inspectors, vendors, exactly, and engineers, they inspect it for electrical, plumbing, structure, HVAC, and then they upload that report. So then you have the intelligence about the property to say, yes, thumbs up, this is good, I want to move forward, or no, I don't want to move forward. So essentially, you have the intelligence. What we essentially sell is knowledge and intelligence on your investments.
You've developed, through technology, easier access to all this information.
You nailed it.
So right now, you're saying that as a future property owner, I don't need to start, perambulating this local government, that local government, this state office, this verification office to go and do all that documentation anymore.
Correct.
Essentially, these vendors
we
get
do that
it done.
for you. We do that for you, so
Powerful.
You can focus. So you can focus on what you focus on. You can focus on your work and so on. And that way, you know that you have experts who do this all the time to do those searches for you, and then to give you the information and intelligence you need to move forward.
This idea you had, I'm wondering where it came from. Is it because, as I mentioned earlier on, culture shock from the U.S., coming here and realizing people were being defrauded, or it's something you've always wanted to do? And because I feel like you were doing really well, just, developing your multi-million-dollar properties. Why this?
Yeah. So faith has a way of, and destiny has a way of taking you to where you want to be. Because the ironic thing is, about 12 years ago in my apartment in Washington, I was working on a business that helps kind of digitize titles. And I think TrustGrow is kind of a precursor to that digitization kind of service. So I guess it was always my faith to do this.
You just had to make a few $1 million along the way. Because it doesn't sound like something that's cheap to start. If someone, for instance, has a major tech idea to create a platform for vendors of any sort, there's a lot of things that need to go into that, right? The planning for that.
Yeah. So I think the best, the biggest business was built out of very small ideas. And if you want to plant a massive tree, there will be a massive tree 20 years from now. The best thing is to just start today, right? So while yes, there's money involved, and while yes, it could be a grand plan, what I would say is just start small, and also just start. It doesn't take a lot of money to validate whether a business like this can can work, all you have to do is just speak to people, right? So, which is what we did, right? When we started the business, because when we started this business, it was a slightly different model. But then we spoke to buyers, and they told us what their pain points were.
Okay.
And those pain points, the two largest categories were title issues and issues around qualities of properties.
Okay.
So based on that, we created those two products, which is the title search report and the home inspection reports. So any entrepreneur who's thinking about starting a business, thinking about how am I going to get the money to start the business, because we did raise money to start the business, but because we're a venture-backed tech company, but before we did that, before investors gave us money, we had to use, and I had to use my resources to take it from an idea to take it to where we were trying to validate it, and based on that, we were able to say, okay, this is what we're trying to do. You know, can you give us money to try to help grow and scale this?
So I have to ask now, whenever amazing ideas like this come up, it does feel like there are some toes you might be stepping on, because there are a lot of people who have made big business of getting all these documents ready at all these different offices, all these places they send you to go, all these people to tell you to call, have some fee or the other. Stamp this, sign that, meet this person, meet that person. Along the line, it's just public, it's an open secret that there are a lot of people making money from that process. Had you have any worries about that?
No, actually, if anything, we actually, we need those people.
Okay.
You can't run a successful business without collaborating. And we collaborate with many different vendors.
Okay.
For the title search reports, we collaborate with law firms and lawyers, property lawyers who do these searches on our behalf.
Sure.
We also collaborate with state governments because we do these searches, at the land registry, and also at kind of different registry, because we have different bundles. So if you want to do an advanced search, we do searches at CAC, the probate, do searches at the courts and Surveyor General's office. So we certainly collaborate with states there. With the home inspection reports, similarly, we collaborate with engineers. We collaborate with and consultants that do those reports on our behalf. So
you need these people.
Yes, 100%.
So essentially, what you're saying is maybe if they saw like 1 or 2 people in a day, you've given them the potential to meet maybe 10.
Yeah.
Or more?
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, again, back to kind of the Uber model. Whereas back in the day, maybe a driver could maybe do two rides in an hour. Now they can do 8 or so. And it's the same thing. We aggregate and drive property business to law firms, and we drive kind of inspections to engineers.
I feel like I've learned something amazing today. I feel like you've hit the nail on the head with what people need, and there's a gap you're definitely filling with TrustCro. I have to say a big thank you to you for bringing this to the table and sharing it with us, because I have a few mansions I'm about to buy. I need this information. I need this knowledge, and I have a feeling our friends at home are interested as well. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. If you have any questions, make sure you tag us, WakeUpNigeria TVCE. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph Orji.
My pleasure, thanks.
All right, it does seem like our chef is ready to show us what he's been working on. Will you take a stroll with me?
I'll be glad to.
The kitchen.
Be glad to.
All right, let's go.